Welcome to A Celtic State of Mind. I'm John Dykes, and this week I am joined by Agnes Johnstone. I do often wonder how the Lisbon Lions story would sound from the wife's perspective, because I feel that they offer a fascinating insight into their husbands that is often lost when the Lions discuss their memories of 1967. You might have heard our interview with Jim Simonetti last year. Jim runs the Jimmy Johnstone Academy from Cathkin Park, and he also operates the Jimmy Johnstone Charitable Trust. Jim's is the third voice you will hear as I speak to Jinky's widow Agnes. I was invited down to Cathkin Park last year, and Jim and Agnes made me feel very welcome when I visited them. Agnes is warm, friendly, and as you will hear from the interview, very funny. She's got a great sense of humour. Jim is doing some incredible work in Jinky's name, and we should all be proud of the foundation that he has been laying at Cathkin in memory of the greatest ever Celt. Sit back and enjoy Agnes Johnstone with A Celtic State of Mind.
When Jimmy would plant at Celtic, right, and then he went to be a ball boy at Celtic Park. Mm-hmm. But I think he thought he would get, as a ball boy, he would get a game for Celtic.
Right.
Not like he was, right? And that was the time, mind, they were talking about the ball went to half the park and he doing kicky-ups. Never mind, he was Big Billy, spoke about it. And when they cry it, he thought he would get a game. But with him being the ball boy, he had to do the cleaning up, cleaning the boots, and I mind him even talking, he was telling the Wains one night, he says, you'd got, like all the cans and everything, but even some of the folk used to do the toilet in the cans, and you throw it or your shooter, and it bore you know what I mean? He says, that's what he had to do. Back in the day. I had to do all that, but at the same time, he thought, no, he went back to Blantyre Celtic. Right. So he did. Mm-hmm. And then quite a few folk will say, it was me done this for him, me go home signed, and me done this. But I know I was at, what do you call it, Sammy Wilson's funeral. It used to be with the Celtic, and he lived out beside us at Nuddison. And Sammy, I think, just died last year or something, Sammy Wilson. And his sister's a school teacher, and she taught Jimmy. And she was really, really fond of Jimmy. Him and her used to go play tennis together. Right, and she was right sport. She'd done the netball and that at St Columba's School, and she was saying it was her Sammy that spoke to Celtic Park about Jimmy. Mm-hmm. So
I think you get that. You get a lot of people claiming dibs on
he was
who spotted this player and who signed him.
That's right.
I mean, even to this day as well, Paul, you still get that. I mean, what I said to a guy just recently, he said, "Oh, Darnell Fisher. Celtic this, Celtic." I said, well, actually no, Darnell Fisher came for Jimmy Johnstone where we were down in Windsor and seen him playing, and we invited him up, so we flew him up on the Monday or the Tuesday to play in the Rangers International Youth Tournament, and Celtic Rangers and whatever, nobody showed an interest. We pushed for him, and then Chris McCart took him up to training, and at that particular time he says he's maybe not as good as what we've got here. He said, give him a chance. So they let him play against Newcastle United, and Chris said, I see what you say. So and the rest is history. 2 league championship medals later, and voted Young Celtic Player of the Year, Youth Scottish Cup medal, a League Cup winners medal. So that changed that boy's life, but we never changed his life. We were only a part of it. So once we helped him, and we would never have been doing there, Agnes, if it wasn't for Jeff Healy. Jeff Healy invited us down to Windsor. Right. He said, well, please bring a Jimmy Johnstone team down to Windsor. That was Jeff that done
the Lord of the Wing.
Aye, Lord of the Wing.
Mind. Done the filming.
Was he the director of that film?
Aye.
A nice guy.
Jamie Doran. Jamie was a Scottish guy, but he stays down beside him, and Jeff are friendly. He done the filming, Jamie Doran.
That was a brilliant film. That was the one we were talking about.
I liked that.
With Jim Kerr in the studio.
That's right,
Aye, but Agnes
it turned out well, didn't it?
Oh, that's
it. You're right, Agnes. Different people say this, different people say that. Even all the boys that we've I mean, we actually coached Tony Watt as well.
Oh, did you?
Aye, right. Tony couldn't get a team, right? He couldn't get a team, so we had him playing. Then when he wasn't playing before he went to Airdrie, he used to come down and coach with the young Jimmy Johnstone players. We were going to put him through his coaching badges. Then an opportunity to come up at Airdrie. So we've got 18 boys that's want to play with professional clubs, but we're only a part of that. So we don't take the credit. It's just a wee part. If it wasn't for Jimmy Johnstone, these boys might not get the chance, especially Daniel Fisher.
Yes.
Because we shouldn't have played that game on a Sunday. The guy pleaded with us, please play, and they had to get Daniel Fisher out his bed, and he only played because the boy was away playing. The boy's name was Joe. He went away and played with the county in the Arsenal International Youth Tournament. So they brought Daniel Fisher in to play that day against us. So how does fate work in such fantastic ways?
It does.
Changes the boy's life. He got the opportunity through Jimmy. So great, but we're only a wee part of that. Like Sammy was only a wee part of Jimmy.
I'm only going with the day's funeral.
Yeah.
Elizabeth used to come round and visit Jimmy and everything.
Just Sammy's sister.
Sammy's sister.
Right.
And she's never ever married. She stays, just 5 minutes away from us, and she used to call in to see us, and she never ever mentioned about Sammy done, and it was the day his funeral, and thing we came that day, John was here, so I sat beside John in the chapel, and the priest announced off the altar that Sammy, all these people at the thing with Jimmy Johnson, Elizabeth said it was Sammy at Jimmy. So
yeah. And he never spoke about that. It's
Never,
not like he
never.
came out and said that was the guy that...
Sammy went away way up
Jinky.
north to live, Sammy Wilson. Then he came back and lived with his sister for a wee while, but she's really lost. He was a great artist.
Sammy was.
Aye, brilliant artist. She showed me a few things he'd painted and everything, and what do you call it? He died there, and she's quite lost.
Sammy played in the 57 League Cup final, 7-1 game.
Aye.
And he was friendly with Neely Mockin. They were good pals. They recorded a record together. You know how back in the day you could go into a wee booth and record and get the final?
Yeah.
So young Neely was telling us that.
Is that right?
Sammy and Neely.
Young
And I
Neely's a
forget what it
lovely
was.
boy.
Aye.
And it's nice.
A lot of time for-
He'll
for
approach you, when you're at maybe, hi Agnes, how you doing? Talks away to you and everything. He's really
He
nice
knows
boy.
everybody, yeah.
Aye,
He knows
he's a nice
everybody,
boy.
young Neely.
Talks away, he doesn't sit and, thing with people, there's away to you, Neil. So he does.
Brilliant.
Nice boy.
His dad was a very much not a collector as such, more a hoarder. I think
Aye.
he just kept
Aye.
everything. It was always a struggle to get a pair of boots off Neely by all accounts.
Aye.
And young Neely's got all that because he's the guy with the interest in Celtic. So he's kept all the jerseys and the old boots and football.
Brilliant.
Everything you can imagine.
Great, innit?
I mean, that takes me on. There's a picture on the wall just through there of Jimmy in the white strip with the wee
Yes.
the green trims. Neely's got that with number 7 on the
His
back.
dad took a picture of me staying in that bungalow, and he's lying in the bath with his new boots with the hot water. Just
Straight from it, eh?
aye.
Look at that, brilliant.
I wish Dad had took a picture of that, wouldn't it? Been good, wouldn't it?
Famous, eh?
His Pippa boots, round with the leather. Because he used to say to me, poor Bobby Murdoch, when they started back, how Bobby, the thing with the weight, and his feet, how they were off for maybe 6 weeks, and the blisters, back to training. Because big joke, and back in the afternoon, and he says, you think you're bad? He says, you see poor Bobby Murdoch's feet, blisters and that he had.
Is that it?
But he used to lie in the bath with the hot water.
And that's what they said back in the day, wasn't it, Paul? Aye.
Stretch your
I know,
boots.
it's incredible, but it didn't do the guys any harm. Another one was George told me that pre-season he always struggled to keep the weight off.
Aye.
And he went back, and Bobby Murdoch he mentioned, probably Pat McCluskey a wee bit later on.
Aye,
They
Paddy.
put the bin liners under the training jerseys
Right.
and go running. And
Jimmy
just-
done that.
Is that right?
Aye, done that even after he finished, because James even talks about that when he used to take him out. He says all you could hear was a rustle these bin bags so he had on. So
Just
he
to
was.
sweat out all the-
Aye, sweat out. Aye.
But that's interesting that you should know a lot of people know about that Celtic played in that white strip.
There's
And,
no many photographs with
There's
it.
no many photographs, and it's quite nice just with the wee green bit running. It's nice, really nice.
It's lovely. I mean, you mentioned Daniel Fisher there. I remember seeing him playing against Sporting Lisbon at Firhill,
Yes,
and he was the best player on the pitch, bar none. And I think he, maybe about 75 minutes in, he got a wee injury, and he never got taken off though. But it was only then that Sporting Lisbon came into that game.
aye.
And I was sitting with my pal saying, he's the boy to watch, the right back, he's a brilliant player.
Yeah, well, he voted Young Celtic Player of the Year as well. I think that's his 40 up the water. Just there with the Jimmy Johnson kit on, and just there as well. There's Bertie in the dressing room. That was at the Rangers International Youth Football Tournament. So Bertie comes along, and he's sobering about just before the semi-final. So we played the semi-final, and then obviously Rangers won their part, and they were playing in the final. Bertie comes in, I need to take a Jimmy Johnson. Come in and give us a wee horn with the Jimmy Johnson team against Rangers. Rangers' tournament, and that's Bertie's first encounter. He was at that tournament with Darnell Fisher.
Is that the fella Bronski with Ali there?
It's Jerry Bronski in the war there with Ali as well. Aye. And it's Jerry Bronski.
Aye.
With Ali.
Jerry's granny used to stay beside us.
But see, we start talking about floaties, there are different ones, aren't they?
They were Polish, right? His granny and granddad and that, they were Polish. And I came to live in a family. But his daddy and my brother Norman, Frankie Bronski, were best of pals.
Is that right?
Oh aye, Bronski's right across the road for us. And anyway, this day John and Norman couldn't go to school because their shoes were letting in and everything, right? These shoes to wear. My mum says, that's it. You're going to school. And it was a wee pair of blocked high heels, the old fashioned with the laces. Norman had on, right? This is Mandy Sissy's high heel things. And John had a pair of Fitbit boots. So they're going down the home bray, the one for beside, down the home bray to go to St John's school. You had to go down a big home bray and everything, right? And, the two of them, we're not going to school like this. Your John says, I was sliding about with these Fitbit boots going down the thing there. See, when we used to in the night together, it used to be brilliant, listening to other stories. And the next thing was, the two of them went, and it was a wee sweetie shop up at Tunnockside, starving the two of them, right? And we were watching. So the next thing we tried to steal his sweeties, and she went, I know who yous are. Yous are Agnes McCallum's lassie, boys. And I'll be letting your mother know. They get battered stupid, the two of them. But her name was Docherty, right? But my mammy was McCallum. She came from Tunnockside, and they knew the two of them right away. But you see, when you sit and think of the way you were brought up.
And is Davy Hay your cousin?
His wife and me are full cousins. Her dad and my dad, aye.
I spoke to her recently, actually.
One of our uncles played with Celtic.
That's right. Johnny Ray.
That's right.
And Mammy's brother.
So that was your mum's brother?
No, her daddy.
Right.
Her daddy and my daddy were brothers.
Right,
Uncle Pat and my daddy was John. He was called Johnny.
Right.
My daddy was a lot older than their daddy. Where we stayed in Birmingham, we had a 3-bedroom, but I think we were carrying a bulb in each room. You know what I mean? For a light, carrying and what do you call it? They used to come and think, and we used to go round about the scheme. Chapping the doors and run away. And then, I don't know if you ever played, we used to say, kick the can. So we used to build these cans up, so with a gang each. And if you fired the ball, if you knocked the cans down, so that gang had to chase you around and try and catch you with the ball. That's the way we played, round about Battenshaw.
But the thing is with that, though, is that, I think, on the other side, the boys, they would be playing with football. So you made your own fun. A big part of that was playing football in the streets.
That's right.
And that's why people like Jimmy Johnson was produced, I think, because nowadays you don't see that so much.
Because doing what we stayed in the cul-de-sac and doing, but there were a drain there. And what was it they called it? Oh God, they had a name in Battenshaw for it. Sometimes I played with Kevin. He was my youngest brother, out of the 6. And Tanny was it? Something. He played with her name for it. But that was just life in Battenshaw. And see the way life is now, it's all changed. Because they were all big families.
Aye.
And we all knew one another. Because I mean, my mammy, all Wally Logue used to come to us. He was an all-Irishman, right? And he smoked a pipe. And he used to clean it all out. And she says, John and Norman and James and Pat used to sit, and Sadie used to sit and he'd tell us ghost stories, right? And the next thing, Norman was a right curser, right? They were going up, right, come on, it's time you were going to your bed, and they were no light, going up these big stairs. Fucking fear, he said, fucking terrifying, that, right? My mum says, go up that stair. It was him, all Wally Logue, telling the ghost stories and everything. They were terrified to go to bed then. She says, oh, Wally, never mind, come round tomorrow night.
I mean, I've got a picture there. I was saying that to Jim the other night. I've got a picture of Jimmy in the Rangers top, and it was given to me by Hugh Burke.
Oh, aye, that's right, aye.
And what I took from that was, it was a very powerful image, because it showed me that Jimmy was bigger than all the stuff that went with the Celtic Rangers.
Aye.
The bigotry and the sectarianism. You walk around here and there's pictures of Alan McCoy presenting Jinky with the
Fabergé
egg.
egg, aye.
And I think...
Have you not seen that, Paul? It's in at Parkhead.
Aye, it's in the boardroom.
It's in the boardroom. Aye.
I think Jimmy was...
He was only 11 person that egg was done for. What is it you called that family? It was the lassie that approached Jeff. See when Jeff done the filming?
Yes.
What was the family that does the Fabergé eggs? And she approached Jeff. And
on the back of seeing the film? Or?
Aye, I think it was when she seen the film and that. And she approached Jeff. And it was Jeff, the thing with, she says, I'd love to do the Fabergé egg of Jimmy Johnson. And it's lovely how all the medal things went. Aye. And that's diamonds, the wee bow thing with the crusted diamonds.
So you've loaned it into Celtic Park just
aye,
have it on display.
Think we. But I've got a big frame. Somebody took it and see the old man for Dundalk, all Eugene was Celtic mad. All Eugene's got a shrine in his wee house in Ireland. And I've gave him a lot of stuff. He comes to visit me. She see all this crystal. I'll say, Eugene, go on his stop. He's got all these, you can hardly love them, but it's true crystal. Yeah. He always has to bring a present. I says, stop it, Eugene, because he's 80 past. And would they cry it? So he comes every time he's coming to the games. So he done this big frame, right? It's in my house any time. You call it any time you see it. And he's done like a photo of me and him at the top. Right? Must have been Pally that day. But he had the motor neuron at the beginning. So he's done the Johnson coat of arm at the top, right? And then he's got all the wee things with all the medal, the thing was the games, the medal ring at the bottom. He's done it well. But what happened was they were all coming over in the boat. And the frame, you couldn't put it up on the wall, it's so heavy, right? But I've just got it sitting in the corner of the spare room. So anyway, one of the wee guys was carrying it for him, right? And it was, I says, poor wee soul, I says, he must have been done in carrying that about, because they got a special bus that a crowd him comes on. He won the raffle that night at Parkhead, the wee man that carried the
half-time raffle.
That, it's 8,000 and 9,000 you got. I said, I'll let you carry that. I'll let you carry that about, maybe go to the bingo some night.
See, that's the measure of it, because Jinky's given the boy luck, carrying that.
Well, that's the way they look at it,
Exactly.
I says, luck, I says, he brought me a bloody worry of me and anything else who did we carry on.
One of the great stories, and I think it was on one of the documentaries, was when he lost his false teeth because he was out playing with the bairns.
Okay, I took him up to the park. It was beginning his motor neuron, and I used to drive him up to this park up at Birkinshaw, because Jimmy always believes, he always says to people, see these folk that's out running the grun, they'll thing with their hips and back, always run in the grass. Aye. And he always run in the park, right? So I took him up at the park that's up beside us, the football park in Birkinshaw. Went up with Maggie. I says, listen. I says, I never exercised my life. I says, listen. I says, I never run a park before with you. I says, I'm not going to run the new. So I used to drop him off and then get back for him, right? So anyway, I get some down the road and I'm sharing them on everything, right? I get some out. They went, oh, Aggie, my false teeth. I says, what? He says, I spat them out. So anyway, I says, whereabouts? He says, the corner, you know me, and I'm saying corner. So I goes up and there's two wee boys kicking in at the goals. And I'm saying, oh, son, are the false teeth lying about there? What, missus? They're going, that's his false teeth. The wee boys, oh, there, he's got like this to me. And then another time I went up, it fell. And how he managed to get himself up, I don't know. And you know the branches with the spike that was sticking out his head. So I drove up and he's stoning like this. It was a sin, right enough, he's stoning, all shaking. I said to him, is that a television there that's sticking out your head? He says, you're fucking funny, ain't you, right? He says, I fell in amongst the branches and just seen me try to, he couldn't get himself up, he couldn't see his horns, he couldn't use them, just closed in like that. Terrible.
When did the motor neuron disease, when did that start showing signs?
I'd say it was a couple of years before he was diagnosed, because it was like, he knew when he was off the drink, he'd go up the pad, always keep himself fit and try to do, the handstands and that and thing. But he'd see once a dead week, and you could see they were getting frail looking,
right?
Really frail. And then he went to his doctor, and the doctor said, your blood's and everything's brilliant, great. Still didn't think. And then, what did he call that O'Donnell thing? The Donald came in. I mean, he used to be Was he a kind of doctor or something at the time?
One of the Celtic doctors?
Aye, mind.
I remember it was spoken
He was up
about,
for
actually,
England.
aye.
And he took him in to see Professor Bowen, where he did motor neuron. And what they do is, like, they switch him on, and he just has a wee plug thing,
Right.
and right away he could tell him with motor neuron. And he told him, he says, in maybe a few months' time you could be in a wheelchair,
Right.
or you could be this. This is what they've got to tell them, what they've to look
Just
forward
prepare
to.
them.
He called the wee man forever and he came home. He said, that pastor in there told me I could be in a wheelchair. I said, don't tell me. I says, I have to lay you at the top of the home brain like the brake half. I said, but knowing my luck, I said, somebody will catch you at the bottom. But that was him. Remember that boy, what was it, Donald? He was dead nice. He was good.
Right.
Came out to see him and that. Was he a doctor at one time? Roddy McDonald.
Oh, that's right. Aye, he
Is it
was.
Roddy?
Aye, big guy. Roddy McDonald, that's right. 'Cause,
Was it Red hair and that? He went
was
back
the-
to England
he was a
because his
Celtic
wife,
doctor,
his wife was a doctor down in England.
Right.
And he went back. He was actually born in Paisley, he says. But he really was nice. He used to come out a lot to see him.
And a lot of the ex-teammates would come out and visit
Oh, aye.
Jimmy as well, aye.
Why? He had to shut the door, not to listen to any stories. Between one's hiding the wardrobe and one's under the big joke came into John Clark's room and Bertie put the quilt right on his head and he was lying. He didn't even know Bertie was in that room at the time, I'm telling you. Then another time they were talking about they were somewhere away tea and they were all carrying on and it was Jimmy and it was like I don't know if it was like a fire extinguisher or something, and Jimmy, the chap at the door, and it was Mr. Farrell, the lawyer.
Right, Jimmy Farrell, aye.
Aye, Mr. Farrell fought the world. He scooted it all over him. That Jimmy man, that's the kind of things they've done. I mean, you talk about the time even they'll get together doing it Seamill. They're talking about wee guns and all that, shooting and everything, you know what I mean?
Just
Imagine
a
now,
carry
isn't
on.
it?
Aye. And I was talking to Jim the other night, he was saying that, you know, Jim Kerr would come and visit Jimmy as well.
Aye.
And he said that one night Bono came to see him. Is that right? From U2, the U2 singer?
Aye.
Come to your house to see Jimmy.
And went to the door chap tea and I'm like that, be David Heyman.
Oh, yes.
Aye. He was brilliant to listen to, sit and talk. These people on with it, you know. And he left a lovely DVD with us, and it was the charity he does.
Right.
The Himalayas he goes up to and takes medicine and everything. He's done that for years.
Is that right?
Aye, the charity does.
Because the first time I seen him in a film, he played Jimmy Boyle, didn't he?
Aye.
Sense of Freedom.
It's right, we take it, isn't he?
Aye.
But he doesn't make himself make, you know, I'm a film star. Or
Right.
he doesn't come across that way.
Quite
You know,
humble.
aye, dead nice, so he is. Aye.
And another thing we were saying the other night when I was talking to Jim on the phone, he says, you know, we look at these rock stars and we think, you know, these are gods, but to Bono and Jim Kerr, Jimmy was their god, wasn't he?
Aye.
I mean, they, when they came in, were they just like...
Even they were dead nice, and then Rod Stewart and his brothers and that too. They were, you know, came in that night. They were dead nice. And I'm even talking about when we did Double J, Frankie Miller used to come over.
Oh,
and
amazing.
I mean, we used to have charity nights, and there's Frankie would sit and sing and play the guitar. Fantastic.
Wow.
Never took a penny.
Really?
Just done it. And Big Billy Connolly came a few times as well.
Is that right?
Aye. Okay.
I wish you had photos of that.
I know.
You know, because these guys are... So,
You don't think at the time.
No, that's the thing.
Because I worked behind the bar and all that.
Is that right?
Aye.
And they would have just been kind of pals to Jimmy. Eh?
Okay.
Friends, aye.
Frankie. He
What
says,
a voice, eh?
why? He's another wee brandy aggie. Frankie. Heart of gold, so he was, you know what I mean? Just thought his mammy. Always spoke about, my mammy. One night, thing this, he's right, where are you going now? Just take me out, get my mum, drop me off with my mammy's.
Is that right?
Aye. But it's a shame the way it happened to him, isn't it?
Oh, aye, big time. I mean, when you hear him and you see him in his prime, and some, you know, he was in that film as well.
Aye. I've got an LP in the house, and it's a man with a big black hat. Mind you wore the hat. He first did it. But I tell you, at the time, Jimmy was playing with San Jose Earthquakes, right on California, right? So here, anyway, the game had finished. So I'm crossing the pub with the veins, right? Now you're all in a strange place, America, you're a bit, you're watching and that. So James is kicking the ball and all that because he's on the park. Aggie! Now Huck's there, he's stunning, high up, Celtic tap on, steaming through us. And I was ready to lift it, never that day. but I don't know what happened to me after it. I said to Jimmy, I said, Frankie Miller's out there, I says, but when we came out, he was nowhere to be seen, but he was at the game in California. Don't know if he was ordaining a tour or what, I don't know.
And had the hoops on.
It's funny, aye, he had the Celtic tap on. It was just the way when I heard the voice and I looked and I thought, I knew right away, honestly.
Did you enjoy it in the States, or did you always think it's just going to be temporary and then come back?
Aye. I think when you're kind of a bit of a home bird coming from a big family and that, you know what I mean? I was only doing in Sheffield and I was up every weekend. I used to drop him off at the FIP and when Wayne's woke up. And one time he says, "Are you coming down this road?" I says, "It's snowing up here." I says, "It's quite foggy." I used to see him because I hate it.
It must be hard though, for the family, yeah? You know, for footballers moving about. Like,
Aye.
Just to kind of up sticks.
And I think when I went to California, you hear all these murders and you hear all this and all this, and I was a wee bit. And don't get me wrong, they couldn't be. They still keep in touch with me.
Really?
I still get Christmas cards.
Oh, that's
Read them all.
fantastic.
Aye, I've shown Sammy Christmas cards. Duffy, you called him, and he shows me photos of his family and. They showed me, sent me a photo, a crowding with John Moore. He's a wee Scottish guy, same as with John. But it was a tribute night, not a tribute night, it was so many years. I don't know if it's 25 or 30 years they had run their club.
Right.
But, what do you call it? But they still keep in touch with me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Aye, still.
You know, when you look around here, this place is incredible, and I'm privileged to be
See, I
sitting
don't
at it.
think of it that way.
Because you're looking at a lot of these, I mean, the letters. We've got letters from English
See, I
football
like to help.
clubs,
I like to help
Prime
Sammy
Minister.
out with things.
Aye.
You know what I mean? That
FIFA, UEFA.
there's a lot. I'll need to look at my sideboard because no long since there was a photo came, and it was a Dutch guy had sent, and it was the Lisbon Lion game, you know, the European game, because it's the strip. And it was him that said to me, so that's so it is, and I can't understand the letter because it's in Dutch.
Right.
The guy had sent to.
The final wee bit, Jim, we'll talk about the academy, and you've already spoken about the kind of success. How does it feel for you to come in here? I know that it's quite normal for you because you've seen all these things a million times, but you're quite proud of that. What's
I'm really
happened
proud
to
of Jim 780 and all this. I mean, this is 9 years, and it's great for young boys that he's pulled in and took them off the streets, and the kids just love it, didn't they, Simmy? Love it. But like to see the pictures and that, I would help Simmy out anyway, any pictures or anything he needed, any letters or that.
I'm going to bring the false teeth in.
Well, I've got false teeth and a set of glasses. Maybe raffle some night, eh?
Aye.
There's a teeth are missing out them.
Is that?
He must have one teeth at the top then, eh?
You see, people come here and they say they come into this building and they're quite impressed because of what they see. But it's also the feeling as well. And a wee while ago, different people come in and different people get different emotions. We're just reading these letters and looking at some of the photographs. But one of the best, one of the different ones. So I know the best. One of the most different experiences was we were playing a team, and a man was standing here himself, and he was quite upset. And I went out to see him, and I says, "You okay?" He says, "Yeah, I'm just reading the letters and looking at the photographs." He says, "I knew Jimmy," and I said, "Right." I says, "Were you from Uddingston?" He says, No, I'm not from Uddingston. I know Agnes and Jimmy very well." I said, "Right, okay." He said, "I played with Jimmy." I said, "My apologies. I don't recognise you." I said, "That's a fault in me. My apologies." I said, "Can I ask you your name?" He says, John Blackley." And I went, "John Blackley?" I said, "I know who you are." I said, "You're a famous Hibernian player." Aye. So he gets himself all emotional again, just thinking about Jimmy and such and such, and I really need to go and see Agnes, speak to Agnes and whatever. He said, "You know, he was some man. He said, "Do you know the story that actually Jockstein invented two-touch football because of Jimmy? Because Jimmy, when he came to the body of the ball at training, Jimmy would keep the ball." I said, "I heard that story, aye." And he said, "Even with Scotland, two-touch, Jimmy's the only person I've known Scotland training, he would day 2 touch and still keep the ball. He said it was magic, magnificent to see. He says, but the best, one of the best ones ever with Jimmy was, he said, I was part of the rowing boat experience. He said, I was part of the rowing boat experience. I says, aye. So anyway, the lassie makes him a cup of tea and sits down. I says, well, what happened? He said, well, it was me, there was Billy Bremner, Dennis Law and Sandy Jardine and Jimmy, and we shouldn't have been out on the route. We're walking along the shore and there was a boat, and he says, Jimmy jumps in, Jimmy's sitting there, we are sailing, and Sandy, it was Sandy that kicked him out.
Sandy kicked the boat out.
Sandy Jardine. Well, you'll know that, Agnes, you'll know
because he phoned him that day and he was asking how he was keeping, and he was saying, I never ever tell, when you, Sandy, it was you kicked me out. I says, you didn't kick it far enough, Sandy. I says, you'd have put it further than what you did. He was laughing.
But so John Bartley's telling the story. He says, but so Billy Bremner's down. He says, but Billy Bremner's in the day, he can't get up because Jimmy's going further and further. Come in, can he? Get me in, guys. So John's saying, we have to go and phone. So he said, but it's 3-4 in the morning. So they had to phone the rescue people, and they got Jimmy goes up in the helicopter because Jimmy was scared of heights, wasn't he? He didn't like flying. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden they're winching him up in the helicopter. I should say, anyway, he said, so we get back, we're back at a hotel, right, we've been called up to the committee, because it was committee that picked the teams back in the days. We're playing England on the Saturday. He said, so we get together, so Billy gets together and Dennis gets together and says, now look, he said, Dennis became the spokesman. He says, Dennis says, now look, they can't drop us all, so we all stick together, right? So John Blankley said, he said, that's a good idea. Billy Bremner said, that's a good idea. Sandy says, aye, that's a good idea. And Jimmy said, aye, that's a great idea, but they'll no drop you, Dennis. They'll never drop you, Dennis. No, I know, but we'll all go in and we stick together. He said, so John Blackley says, so up we go, and we're like 5 wee schoolboys getting in, and they're all sitting in front of us. He says, guys, Jimmy says, hold on, I'd like to be the spokesman, if you don't mind. And they all looked at each other and says, what's he going to say? So Jimmy says, I would just like to say, Dennis made me do it. It was Dennis that made me do it. And John Black says, Dennis turned around and says, you little bee. He said, they're not going to drop you, Dennis. So anyway, and John Blackley said, Jimmy went out and destroyed England on a Saturday in a display that was nothing short of magnificent. He says, you know, you've actually got to be on the park with a genius like Jimmy Johnson to see how good he was. Wally Morgan passed by here and he literally said the same thing. You had to be on the park with Jimmy Johnson to know how good he was. We can watch for the sides and see it, but on the park, that different player. And Bertie all says the exact same thing, didn't he, Agnes? Oh, actually, he was an entertainer, wasn't he?
I'm looking at that picture.
Aye.
With the white boots.
The white boots.
The white boots.
Wait to hear this. And they says to him, it was a sponsor, people said to him, to be these. So he's posing, that's him getting a photo to take with the white boots, and Bertie on saying, with the moan and everything, right? We wouldn't hear them again. He says, yeah, big, he says, lost it. He lost it.
I suppose, Agnes, it was a wee bit different then as well, because you didn't really see people with white boots.
No, that's what I've said 20 years ago.
Quite unique, but aye, it's
actually. He says, that was my contract up there. You wouldn't hear them again.
Have you told Paul about the story with when we got on the chairlift going up and he gets stuck in it halfway up, and he phoned me that night. Oh. It was stuck. She was going to dress him in a wee gun and all that and leave him sitting on the stairs. Remember? He was
going like this with his wee legs, right? So I'm at the top of the landing, and the way my stairs was, the chair flicked round, you know, to bring him onto the top of the stairs. So anyway, and I couldn't hear him because his voice was quite quiet at the time. So anyway, he fell out the chair, comes out the chair, so Anyway, I bums them all down, gets down, brings the chair down, and I'm saying to him, and I'm standing now, he's pressing the buzz to bring him up, and I says to him, what was it you were saying anyway? I was telling you to stop fucking pressing. I says, well, I couldn't hear you. I says,
Get up there.
honestly, and these wee legs were
I
gone.
think the best one was the one you told me last night.
About Rod Stewart. Aye.
Aye. But he's singing, he's new. He says that's when you think he signed it and everything too. He wrote Hail Hail.
Great show, ever.
Aye, right, Jimmy. And he says, and he's giving him it. He says, well, see the songs you've made? He says, you're rubbish at them. He says, just keep to your all. He gave him two CDs and he signed them all right. And he said, you're better singing your old stuff. He said, but that new stuff you think me you're rotten at. Well, I was like, oh no. And his brothers were sitting and everything too.
He was.
Aye.
There's lots of stories.
He was doing the kind of Frank Sinatra numbers, mind. He kind of brought that out.
American songbook.
Songbook.
You need American songbook.
Oh, that was a fantastic.
I'll tell you about it, aye.
He wasn't keen on it.
No, Jimmy went like that. He says, by the way, I don't think you're very
He
good.
says, you're rubbish at these
He
songs.
says, aye, matter of fact, I said, not very good. Get the book.
He says, you're
Frankie,
better.
you're not as good as Frankie. And then, not as good as Frankie.
Oh, no. Oh, he's
Not
a
as good as
redneck.
Frankie.
But soon he says to
Frankie Miller.
I hope you enjoyed Agnes Johnstone there talking about the late, great Jimmy Johnstone. Some of the stories were hilarious, heartfelt, and I was so happy to spend some time with Agnes last year to speak about the great Jimmy Johnstone. You might have noticed from our social media channels that we have increased the amount of video content that we're putting out from A Celtic State of Mind. The video content will continue, and one of the main reasons we're able to do that is through the backing of our sponsors, Fansbet. Fansbet are a new online bookmaker who promise to share 50% of their net profits from tagged accounts for causes that matter the most to fans. The business is about fans and run by match-going supporters, and we at A Celtic State of Mind are delighted to be partnered with them. If having a bet is already part of your match day and something you enjoy doing on football, racing or any sport, then you can download the Fansbet app to sign up. If you do so, then please select Celtic as your club and A Celtic State of Mind, and you'll be making a contribution to keeping your podcast going and supporting other Celtic causes. They've already helped to make a difference to the fan community by contributing to fanzines, supporter trusts, branches with travel costs, and they were also part of the first safe standing installation in England at Shrewsbury Town. You can visit blog.fansbet.com to read more about that on their Giving Back page. All of our podcasts, articles and videos can now be found on intocreative.co.uk. This site encapsulates our love of Celtic, music, books, film, politics and much more. Pay us a visit, check out our shop for merchandise and contribute your working ideas to the site. As always, thank you all for listening. Join us again next week. We will have another guest with A Celtic State of Mind.